Hey everybody, back for what is this? I think we're on part 8 of the frame and basics tutorials, I guess is what we'll call them, a combo for right now. This should be the last part on actually assembling the frame and doing the stretch in it for the Mobius Lone Star kit. And as you can see, we've got everything, all the glue's dried up pretty good on this, and we went ahead and did a little bit of tweaking. And now you can see that the frame is dead straight and everything looks real good. And that technique that I showed on just kind of flexing the frame back and forth while the glue's setting works very well. And if you need to, after this would set overnight or whatever, and you need to do any more tweaking to it, you can actually do it cold. Same process, just kind of, you know, work the rails around a little bit, put a little bit of a bow here and there, and, you know, bow it the opposite way. And you'll come out with a frame that's straight like this. And as you can see, we didn't use any jigs or any, you know, special fixtures or anything like that. So the next part that we have is to finish off the stretch pieces and make them blend in with the frame rails. And this is where having a sanding stick, or, you know, if you don't have these, at least a some type of sanding block. But I would recommend to get the sanding sticks. Like I made mention on the Mobius frames, you can lay them flat down on the workbench, which really helps with this part. And what I do is just come in, and we want to get the stretch pieces of the rails flush with the kit rails. So I just go in and work both sides at the same time with the sanding stick, front to back. And another option is you can do it at an angle across like this, which knocks down both sides of the frame rails evenly. And if you notice, I'm kind of also sanding onto the kit rails a little bit. I'm not taking a lot of material off, but that way it keeps everything nice and smooth, and it'll look real nice when you're done. And just keep a check on it when you can't feel the step anymore in between the new piece and the kit piece. You're good to go. And then you can flip it over. Now on the ProStar, you've got these mounts here on the front, so you'll have to hang the front of it off the workbench and put the back part up when you flip the frame over. And same thing on that. Like I say, we made these a little bit bigger so we could sand this down and make everything blend in. That way you don't need any fillers or anything like that. You're using basically plastic to plastic. And then we move on to the outside of the frame rails. And you'll just slide that back and forth. And I've already cleaned up the outsides pretty good. So everything is looking real nice on those. Same thing on this side. You just hold the sanding stick like that and just slide it down the frame rail. And if you have any extra step or whatever in here, you can actually take the sanding stick and lay it on end like this and get it right in there. And you can sand down the bridge to the section piece to the kit rails on the inside. You can flip it around. Do the same thing on the inside over here. And same thing on the bottom. And all you're doing here is just trying to blend in your scratch built piece right into the kit pieces. And when you're done, you should not be able to tell, other than the color, that this piece was put in here. We're almost done sanding this. It came out real nice, real happy with it. And when everything's all said and done, as far as the bridge piece, that's what it should look like. And as you can tell, it's blending in there very well with the kit rails. Everything's looking good. So that's what you should end up with when you're done. And the frame should be straight front to back. And it should be straight across this way. You don't want any twist in it. And like I say, if you do get a twist in it or whatever, you can actually grab a hold of it like at the front cross member and the back cross member, and you can actually put a twist in this frame when all the glue is nice and set. And, you know, I'd say overnight on that, and you can put a little bit of a twist in it, and that'll tweak everything right back to where you need it, and you'll be good to go with that part. So that wraps up the frame stretch part of doing the Mobius Lone Star kit. And The next thing that you would end up doing at this stage is once you have all this worked out, go ahead and get this in light coat of primer. If you are worried about these joins right here, go ahead and put a little bit of primer down on this and get all that to blend in. Once you're at that stage and you've got everything ready to go, you can go ahead and start adding in the suspension brackets, because when you start adding these in, you're not going to be able to set the frame down flush on the table anymore, because these are going to be sticking down underneath of it. So you want to make sure that everything is as smooth as you can get it and prepped and ready to go. And if you need to check that with primer to see, go ahead and do it at this stage. And then you can start assembling all the suspension pieces onto the frame. And that's if you're stretching it back here where you have to put the suspension mounts in. A lot of times when you're stretching a frame, you stretch it before the suspension mounts behind the sleeper, so you won't have to worry about that part. But this procedure is exactly the same if you're putting a section in up here. The only thing you wouldn't do would be drilling these holes that we put in for these little brackets that go on here. But other than that, it's the same procedure. Everything works the same way. Installing the cross members and everything is the same procedure. So hopefully that helps out some people out there that's wondered about, you know, a good way to do that. And it works for me. It's probably not the, I know it's not the only way to do it. It might not be the best way to do it, but it's the way we do it here at Showtime Studios, and it seems to work, and turns out a pretty good model when it's finished. So that's what we do. So that's about all we've got on the actual frame. Next, I'll be doing on the basics. I'll probably be cleaning up, like I said, I got this rear end and stuff to get the seams out of. So we'll do a quick video on that. And I've also got the rear suspension arms that are hollow when they come in the kit. And they also have injector pin marks in them. And I'll hold it up here. And you can see that we have that filled in. And I'll probably go ahead and do a tutorial on that also. This makes a much better looking part with that filled in. Because this does face up on the truck, and when you look in there, it just kind of looks unfinished, and plus you can see the injector pin marks. So we go ahead and fill those in, and that takes care of that. But we'll do a quick video on that when the time comes. I've also got a bunch of parts laying over here. Most of this is the chrome, and I have another bin up here on the wall that has just been stripped and cleaned with dishwashing liquid, and we've got that ready to go. So that'll be the next batch of stuff that comes over here to be prepped and cleaned up and ready for black coat. Whatever I need out of this will go into black coat and then go into Spaztics Chrome for Keone's Lone Star build. So that's where we're at for now. If you have any questions or concerns, leave me a comment on the video. For the guys that don't like what I've done here, go ahead and leave your dislike with thumbs down, and you know, if you want to share the video and kind of gets the word out there, you know, that we're doing these tutorials, so that'll be cool. So that's what we've got. So we will talk to you a little later, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.